You think you've healed, don't you? You wear your resilience like armor. Walk like nothing can touch you. Smile like the past didn't stain your soul. Tell the world you're unbreakable. But deep down, you know the truth. You didn't heal. You hardened. You didn't rise. You shut down. You didn't grow. You went numb. You swapped pain for indifference, silence for peace, and called it strength. But let's stop pretending. That wasn't healing. That was survival. You built walls so high, even you can't climb out now. You keep people at arm's length and call it wisdom. You tell yourself you're in control, but you flinch at kindness. You don't trust joy. You wait for it to betray you. And the moment someone gets close, your instincts kick in. You push, run, shut down, every time. Because pain taught you one lesson louder than all the rest. Don't let it happen again. And so you didn't. You made sure of it. You locked your heart behind steel, not because you're strong, but because you're scared. Scared of bleeding again. Scared of being seen. Scared of feeling anything at all. You're not cold because you're heartless. You're cold because you're exhausted. You want to be touched, but you recoil from love. You want connection, but you can't handle softness anymore. And the worst part? You've started calling this numbness peace. But it's not peace. It's paralysis. It's emotional starvation dressed up as control. You've stopped dancing, stopped dreaming. Your laughter's still there, but it's hollow. People ask what's wrong, and you give them the same answer every time. I'm fine. But you're not fine. You're drowning quietly, wearing strength like a costume, a mask so convincing, even you almost believe it. But at night, when no one's around, that mask slips, and you know the truth. You're not healed. You're haunted. You're a fortress, solid, stoic, and empty. A ghost walking through your own life, present in body, absent in spirit. You've played your part perfectly. The unbothered one, the cold one, the strong one. And it worked. For a while. But that performance, it drained you. Because silence takes effort. Because pushing people away requires energy. Because acting like you don't care slowly kills the parts of you that still do. You fooled everyone except yourself. People see confidence, but they don't see the rage beneath your calm. They hear your sarcasm, but not the grief buried beneath it. They admire your strength, but never hear the voice in your head whispering, "You used to feel. You used to care." And here's the hardest truth of all. You weren't born like this. You became this. You didn't heal like a hero. You healed like a joker. Not because you wanted to laugh, but because it hurt too much not to. Because laughter became the only thing louder than your pain. Because chaos started feeling like home. You mastered the art of pretending nothing could touch you. And maybe now, no one can hurt you. But no one can reach you either. You're not just surviving anymore. You're frozen, muted, disconnected. You became what you feared, not broken but unreachable. You hardened so much that even love can't get in. You've built a perfect prison, and now you live in it, alone. But here's what most won't say. You don't have to live like this. You don't have to stay numb. You don't have to carry that bitterness like a badge. Because this version of you, it's not power. It's pain in disguise. It's fear with a backbone. And I get it. You're tired. Tired of bleeding for people who didn't care. Tired of being the one who loved more. Tired of being the one who stayed when everyone else walked away. But you're not meant to be a statue. You're not meant to exist without feeling. And maybe healing will never mean being the person you used to be. Maybe that version of you is gone. But that doesn't mean you're beyond redemption. You can be something else, something real, something honest. Healing doesn't mean softness. It doesn't mean becoming naive again. It means becoming dangerous, but with depth. It means knowing the darkness and choosing to love anyway. It means being vulnerable, not because you're weak, but because you're undefeated. You want to talk about strength? Strength is choosing to feel after being shattered. Strength is showing up, even when all you want to do is disappear. Strength is looking your past in the face and saying, "You didn't break me, you rebuilt me." But I won't lie to you. Coming back is brutal. It means peeling away everything you built. It means sitting with the pain, letting it bleed, letting it burn. But that's how the ice melts. That's how the light gets back in. That's how you live again. You didn't go through everything you went through just to become cold. That pain wasn't meant to kill your heart. It was meant to refine it. You still have a soul. You still have a heart. And as long as they're still beating, you still have a chance to return. Not to who you were, but to who you were meant to be. Because you're not weak, you're not broken, you're not lost. You are the Joker, not the one who healed, but the one who hardened, the one who rose from the pain, not to forget, but to teach them regret. You didn't come back to be saved. You came back to remind them who they created.